2023 crypto year in review. Bitwise publishes a Bitcoin Spot ETF ad. Coin is up 400% year to date. And how do you like me now as a crypto investor going into Christmas in 2023? Hey, everybody, welcome back to Crypto Daily. So it's been a while since the last episode. A lot has happened, obviously, in the space. Lots happened for Inleo, which is why you've seen me on a little bit of a content sabbatical. But we keep doing the weekly AMAs and hopefully going to get back to a somewhat normal schedule of crypto dailies here. So actually, in the past 24 hours, it's been a pretty quiet news cycle for Bitcoin and the crypto space. Nothing too crazy going on. So this will probably be a pretty quick episode. But Bitcoin trading at 43,500, really quiet the past couple of days. I mean, we saw it dip to 41K, but then kind of recovered it right away. This video was hilarious. Intern on X has done this multiple times now, but I would say this one really hits home. This was the 2023 crypto year in review. I will leave it linked in the description below for you to watch. It's 2 minutes. It's really hilarious and very accurate representation of what's happened this year in the crypto space. So highly recommend you watch it, get a laugh out of it, and obviously get some ideas of what happened in this space. If you haven't been super active in the space, some of it might go over your head, but I think in general, he did a really good job of showing what's happened. Michael Saylor kind of retweeted this from Bitwise, but Bitwise made a crypto ad, which talks about obviously, investing in the Bitcoin ETF that might be on the horizon. So they used the world's most interesting man for it, obviously. And it was a funny commercial. So give that a look as well. I'll leave it linked in the description. I think the big idea here is this the start of a Bitcoin advertising arms race? One thing that I think a lot of people overlooked is that with these Bitcoin spot ETFs, now you're going to see all these fund managers, BlackRock and others, start to tout Bitcoin and convince clients to buy Bitcoin and get clients to sign up with the, promise of helping them get into Bitcoin. So, this kind of opens up a whole new marketing avenue for Bitcoin where now you actually have, rather than us against TradFi, you have TradFi marketing for us. So obviously they got big budgets for that and a lot of influence in the space. So definitely something to keep an eye on. I also saw another ad that came out from another company. So we'll probably start to see more and more ads like this, especially once the ETFs are actually approved. Coin is up 400% year to date. So obviously performing super well. It dipped pretty heavily. So we saw it obviously with everything that happened in crypto. And then especially after their IPO, we saw it dip down to like $54 at the lows, and then it hovered there for a really long time, and now has just been on a rocket ship, coinciding with the Bitcoin price, but actually outperforming the Bitcoin price. I think there's some good things going for Coinbase. Like them or hate them, definitely some interesting things on that aspect. They still need basically a 2x to get back to the highs. So after their IPO. So let's see what happens with Coin. Speaking of Coinbase, they got approved, if I can get this out of the way, they got approved to be a virtual asset services provider in France. Obviously I think this is just kind of a low level piece of news, but I think the bigger idea here, at least when I was reading it, is that they are focusing on expanding outside of the US. So they're looking to get approved in other jurisdictions and offer more products internationally. And I think that's really important for Coinbase and really for any crypto company. And I think it speaks to a broader issue in the US, which is going to actually lead, regulators to approve more things like Bitcoin spot ETFs and digital asset services in the US, is that if they don't approve it, companies like Coinbase are going to move overseas and look for countries that are more crypto friendly that will actually approve it. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Definitely something I'm watching as a Coinbase investor and obviously a crypto investor. So last piece will be a little bit funny, but we are 3 or 4 days away from Christmas. Last year, if you went into Christmas, people asked you what the hell happened to Bitcoin. This year, when you walk in, I think it's going to be a little bit of a different story. Maybe they'll ask you the same question, but the response is going to be obviously the flip side of what we had last year. So definitely a much better Christmas to be a Bitcoiner than other Christmases. Maybe you are endowing your family with some better gifts as well. So that's all I got for today's episode. I think I'll sneak 1 or 2 more in before Christmas. So we'll catch you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed.